So, hi guys, my name is Gabor and I'm a co-founder of a company called Appic. We are a small startup creating interactive health and fitness apps. And what I'm going to show you today is our very first app, which is unique in three very distinctive ways. It is an interactive application, it is immersive, and it's also intelligent. But what does that mean? So, I'm just going to start our app. This is now connected through AirPlay. So, assuming you have an Apple TV at home, you can do the same in your living room. So this is the main screen, basically. When you tap Start Workout, you come to a screen where you can select how much time do you have to do exercises. So we designed this app specifically for busy people who don't have an hour for themselves a day, but might find 15 minutes or 25 minutes for themselves and want to bring the most out of this time. So I'm just going to select 12 minutes. Okay, I don't need any purchase, thank you. It's a freemium app, by the way. I'm really an advanced guy, so I just want to go for the advanced mode. On the next screen, on step 2, I can select the muscle groups. Oh, go away. Sorry for that. I just,
You should upgrade. That was so tight.
Anyway, I'm just going to explain what happens. So I can tap the muscle groups and select the muscle groups I want to work on that day. So if I want to have some nice butts, I'm going to tap the butts. If I want to have nice shoulders, I'm going to tap the shoulders. And the app will create an optimal exercising program for me. And it's not just a pre-programmed stuff, but it also learns the performance of my muscle groups over time. I'm going to show you how. And it will give an exercise program designed specifically for me. But we don't stop here. When we go to step 3, here is a magic button called interactivity. If you turn interactivity on, the app itself starts using the wearable tech I have at home. Actually, this is the most trivial wearable, because if you put it on your arm, put it in an armband, and you attach it here, it will record, it will detect your movements with the motion sensor built into the phone. But additionally, we can also connect to wearable devices like the Apple Watch or the Pebble Watch. I happen to have one on my wrist right now. And it's able to track the moves. So first of all, I'm going to show the stuff with interactivity off. Here I get my tailor-made exercise program. I press Begin Workout. It starts with a warm-up. It has a sound, so maybe we can show that as well. It shows me the next exercise I should do. When I press ready, actually it's similar to a normal fitness program, with the difference that the playlist here is specifically tailor-made for my needs and my goals. Okay, so that was basically interactive mode off. What I'm going to show you now is the interactive mode on, what happens when this whole thing comes to life. Hope it's going to work, fingers crossed. So I select, just imagine that the phone I have here, on the left arm, I can configure it. And I have the Pebble Watch actually on my right arm. And let's see what's happening now. Start the workout. I skip the warm-up, I don't need that. And actually just imagine that I have this on my arm. And as I'm making the move, actually it gives me a live feedback of my posture. If I stop moving, it's going to show me. But you might be able to see there's a ghost video image there. And it will even give me a beeping sound once I reach the ideal position. and it will count the reps for me. And we don't stop here. Okay, we stop here. So that's the presentation effect. I'm just going to restart it.
It was working or wrong.
Yeah. Let's give it another try. So again, left arm is fine. And now it's working. So I have the Pebble Watch on my right arm. And there you go. The Wi-Fi is a bit slow here, but normally it's pretty continuous. So it just follows my moves. If I skip this exercise, I go to the next exercise, I have a chance to give a feedback. And this is the point where the app actually going to learn my body. So it will track my feedbacks and adjust the training program, and will learn the performance of my individual muscle groups. So just another exercise I want to show. This is squat, which looks something like that. There you go. So we have altogether 40 exercise programs in the first app. They are all interactive, and we plan in the future to make even more content and provide interactive fitness apps and interactive fitness experience to our users in a subscription-based system where we keep on generating new content, new and engaging fitness content. Besides having all the data on the phone, the user can choose to upload their exercising habits and actually his body model to the cloud, so he can start the training on the phone and finish it on his iPad. All the data gets synchronized through the cloud. So basically this is the idea. We have just launched the basic version of the app last week, so it should be out there in the App Store quite soon. And we are just working on improving the product, putting more content and support more wearable devices like the Move sensor, the latest Pebble watches, and Android wearables as well. So that's it. Thank you very much, guys.
Do you have any specific questions at all?
Yeah, I would like to ask you if you see what kind of applications do you potentially see for this technology beyond fitness? Yeah.
That's quite easy for me actually, because I've had a back injury, and a back injury pretty much necessitates for somebody to instruct you on very precise movements and how to do very specific movements.
Yeah.
So I can see that an application like this, where it would be like a guiding parent that would guide me step by step, would be quite beneficial. But there is a big but. I've used a couple of apps, training apps, and most of them kind of not interact in the way that I want to with my training session. So I find them quite obtrusive. Mm-hmm. They either lag out or have all sorts of various bugs. Mm-hmm. So for me to actively use this as a guide, it would pretty much have to be in sync with my body movements. So it'd have to be very, very accurate into what it instructs me to do in order for me to to be able to follow it.
Yeah. So the point is, you would suggest to go into health space and do kind of rehabilitation or things like that.
And for me as a user, I would require an app like this to be very, very accurate. So the sensors would need to be very finely tuned.
Probably you cannot reach that with a Pebble watch, but with a Move sensor, probably you could achieve that. But let me ask you on this, because you are an app user, or you have used similar apps. Would you be open to buy an additional hardware device that connects with your phone and facilitates your rehabilitation?
Yes.
Would you be ready for that?
A big yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Because a physiotherapist cost me considerably more
Yeah.
than that.
Okay. Okay, I got that point. So just one sentence. We have researched this topic already, and we have found that the monetization is really difficult in that space. But
You would probably have to strike a
That's-
deal with hospitals.
yeah,
And
yeah, probably. Thank you.
welcome.
Hi. I think anything that, if it was really precise in what it measured, I think anything that needed some sort of technique, like a golf swing or a tennis backhand or a baseball swing,
Yeah.
maybe that could be a really good use of it. I think, like you say, some of the technology that we have right now maybe isn't up to the job of measuring a baseball swing to the point where it's perfect or 99% perfect. But
Yeah.
perhaps technology in the future could do that, like like the Nintendo Wii or the Xbox body scanner type.
Okay, so
technology.
that would be extending the app beyond fitness and do some sport
Yeah,
as
into
well,
sort of specialist
like
sports.
basketball or golf or
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
don't know how you do it for basketball. I play a bit of basketball. I don't know how you'd the bat. I suppose it's difficult without a basket. But anything where you've got to hold it in your hand,
Virtual ball.
yeah, you can definitely get your bounce right. But anything where you've got something in your hand like a tennis racket or a golf club or baseball
Yeah.
bat, probably result in a lot of smashed TVs. I think if you've got an actual baseball bat. But.
Okay, thank you.
Would the software contain a sort of nutrition and sleep tracking device kind of thing? I wear a Fitbit, so I would definitely be open to buying hardware to support the app. I think it's sort of important. It sends me sort of vibration reminders. It wakes me up. And I think that kind of interaction is helpful because it takes it away from your mobile device and it's sort of a wearable thing that you can choose to wear or not.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering whether it had the same kind of applications.
Yeah. So I think that's a very good question, and we deliberately choose not to put everything in an app because our users expect something which is laser focused and satisfies a single purpose very well. But coming back to your point, we are working with a US company called Valedic, and they are a health cloud service provider. So actually what we can do with our app is that we upload your exercising habits, how much time have you exercised, burned calories, to the Valedic cloud. And from the Valedic cloud, you can download your data with our app, the training you have done with our app, to your Fitbit. So actually you can connect it over the cloud. It's actually possible. But we ourselves don't think that we could be the best in nutrition, giving nutrition advice. Probably Fitbit can do it much better than we can. We just want to be a part of the ecosystem and contribute our own part. Does that make sense?
I just wanted to say that I would buy it if you could teach me how to dance, different dancing styles, because there's
Dancing.
movements that it can
Okay.
track and show if you're doing well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that was a statement. Okay. Thank you. Okay, cool.
I've got some suggestions I'll talk afterwards about improving your landing page and the pitch. You haven't mentioned the Apple Watch at all. WatchOS 2 now lets you write apps and access the gyroscope. Is that in your plans?
So the thing is, we wanted to do that. Currently, it's only a remote control because with WatchOS 2, Apple has given some access to the gyro, but it's not online. So in the current API, if you just put your wrist down. I happen to have an Apple Watch on the other arm. So I've been preparing for this question. So here's the watch, and you put your arm down, and it turns off. And there's no way to inhibit this behavior for a longer period of time. And when it turns off, you don't get any signals anymore, which is a really serious limitation. It logs the data, but there's no way to access it online. Once it turns back on again, you can read it out. But this is not our use case. So we are waiting for Apple to fix this. It's probably a battery issue. I think it's a battery issue behind. Yeah, so that's where we are with the Apple Watch.
just as an extension of the dancing and the pretend basketball and various other things. I think a lot of personal trainers,
Yeah.
if you can convince them that you're not going to cannibalize essentially their core business and just take the gym to the home, then personal trainers would be very interested in a service like that, especially if they could monetize it. So it'd be an extension of the work that you do in the gym. Just a suggestion.
Very, very good suggestion. I had yesterday a discussion with the managing director of a gym, and you got the point really well. I had the feeling they are a bit afraid of cannibalization, because if there's an app that gives you a personalized training program, and probably, although it will never replace a personal trainer because it's a human being that will keep you accountable, and an app will never be able to do that in a human way.
If they can write a program that you can then take home or
Exactly. So that was his proposal, that we don't take out the human factor, and it's still the personal trainer who has the control and manually creates a training program for their clients. So throw out the algorithm. They just want to have the cloud thing so that they can track what their users do outside the gym and keep them accountable. But that's a really good point and good advice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's yours. Okay.